Welcome to The Know, I'm Ashley Jenkins.
And I'm Gus Sorola.
Is it possible we actually have a Steam killer on the horizon? Look, I know, yes, it comes up a lot, it's been said before, but this one? Maybe, potentially, because it's already got 200 million users and controls 13% of the entire worldwide games market.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty big. The company is called Tencent, and it is massive in China. In addition to video games, the internet company also has a social network, web portals, and an e-commerce hub, in addition to making mobile and MMO games.
Oh, and it owns Riot Games, which makes League of Legends, the mobile gaming giant Supercell, which makes Clash of Clans, and if that wasn't enough, it has minority stakes in Epic Games and Activision Blizzard, according to Polygon. Earlier this year, they became the 10th largest publicly traded company in the world with a market value of $279 billion. So, yeah, not exactly an upstart.
Okay, so why is this behemoth coming west? Well, it was reported over the weekend by Nikko Partners analyst Daniel Ahmad that Tencent will rebrand its Tencent Games platform, which is basically its version of Steam, to now be called WeGame. And that new service will support international users as well as those in China, where it already has 200 million users. By comparison, Steam had 125 million active users worldwide as of 2015.
So it's already bigger than Steam, probably. And there's no doubt that Tencent has Steam in its sights. Ahmad said that last year, Tencent also started to transform its gaming platform specifically to compete with Steam. He added, global expansion incoming, watch out Steam.
Okay, that's pretty targeted then.
Pretty targeted.
Yeah. So what kind of games would be on the WeGame service? We're not exactly sure,
probably League of Legends.
Given the size of Tencent and the companies that it already controls, it seems like their offerings are going to be pretty extensive.
PC Games then quoted Ahmad as saying that currently Chinese gamers have access to popular free-to-play games such as League of Legends and FIFA Online 3 through that platform.
VentureBeat reported that Tencent designed the Tencent Games platform for free-to-play games like League of Legends, but is now adding paid games, including VR titles from Western developers.
Ahmad added, the service plans to release 100 new paid games, primarily from Western developers on the platform in 2017.
As for some specific games, Don't Starve launched on Tencent's platform this year and sold 1 million copies in China in just a month.
That game's great. I'm glad to see all the success it's getting.
And that makes sense. I feel like that's a game that could easily translate, you know. There's
really not a lot to say in it. You just do stuff.
Makes sense. Other games like Stardew Valley and City Skylines have also been popular. So I think you're a convert already, huh? So it's pretty clear that Tencent's audience is already huge, which will no doubt be a draw to developers who want to get their games in the hands of more people.
Of course, it's hardly the first time someone's tried to take on Steam's dominance in the world of PC games. For one, there's Origin, which is EA's online store. While EA does release some titles on Steam, they also make a lot of others exclusive to Origin, so you have to buy through their marketplace.
Not a lot of other people use Origin, though.
It's true. It's true. It's pretty much just EA. Although there's that weird thing with Ubisoft for a while where they would sell other publishers' games through the Uplay store.
Oh, yeah.
So they're all trying to figure it out,
yeah.
But no one has touched Steam.
Then there's GOG, which started out as good old games, but then gradually started adding newer titles as well. GOG stands out because its games are free of DRM, and a few years back it launched Galaxy, which is a client that's a lot like Steam and was tied with the launch of Witcher 3.
Right, because it's owned by the Witcher 3 developers. There's also platforms that are specially tied to companies. So we mentioned Uplay for Ubisoft, Blizzard's got, well, it's now BlizzardNet, used to be BattleNet, RIP.
It's not BlizzardNet either, though, is it?
Blizzard,
it's just Blizzard.
Right? Blizzard. Yeah. I can't, it's weird for me to let BattleNet go. It was there for so long.
They finally did the update the other day where the icon changed. It doesn't say BattleNet anymore, it's just Blizzard. It just says Blizzard.
It's passing of the times.
Microsoft also tried to get into the PC gaming distribution space with Games for Windows Live, which lots of people hated, and it's now basically replaced with Xbox Live games.
Yeah, although they do have their Microsoft store for Play Anywhere games.
Oh, yeah.
But that's still not something a lot of people go to. In fact, they were offering refunds on a game recently because there were only 2 people playing online.
Wow.
No one bought the game through their store. More recently, Facebook launched Games Room. It's Windows desktop gaming platform where you can play web, ported mobile, and native Game Room games in a dedicated PC app, so they're also trying that.
Oh my god. And meanwhile, Twitch, which is owned by Amazon, recently rolled out a feature where you can directly buy whatever game you're watching someone stream. So if you're enjoying watching someone play The Division, it can be yours with a click of a buy now button. According to Engadget, Twitch says it will make dozens of games available from both AAA and indie studios, including Telltale Games, Ubisoft, Tiny Build, and others. The perk for streamers is that they get 5% cut of the sales.
Yes, so needless to say, there are a lot of platforms out there to buy your video games on. But for now, at least in the West, Steam reigns supreme. Even though we're talking about Tencent bringing, say, 100 Western titles to their platform in 2017, Steam launches like 100 games a day. But like we said, Tencent is a huge competitor that's about to start knocking on their door, or trying to anyway.
So how much bigger is Tencent than its competitors? Take a look at this chart from Newzoo, which compared 2015 and 2014 revenues of all the big players. In 2015, Tencent had revenues of $11.1 billion. That was quite a bit more than the next biggest company, you may have heard of them, Activision Blizzard, which had revenues of $6.7 billion. After that, Microsoft had $6.4 billion in revenue, followed by Sony with a measly $5.9 billion in revenue.
Really, why get out of bed if that's all you're gonna make? So it's safe to say Tencent is already bigger than everyone else, a lot bigger. Plus, Tencent's revenues were projected to be $13 billion in 2016, which would account for 13% of the world's gaming market. So yeah, if Steam isn't looking over its shoulder, it had better start, because if anyone has the resources to really take aim and build that out, it's Tencent, and they've got a huge user base already.
Do they have the resources to name their platform something better? Wii game is weak. I'm telling you right now.
We also all thought that about the Wii, but eventually we stopped making fun of it and we just called it the Wii. Like, a name is only, we can only make fun of a name for so long before it just becomes part of our jargon.
I don't know. We'll see. Well, what do you guys think of Tencent starting to compete with Steam? Is more competition welcome in the video games market? Let us know in the comments.
And for all your gaming news, including which global behemoth wants to sell them to you, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the Know.
Like, Wii game is just a shitty name. Wii game. Ugh.
Well, it's better than Tencent Games platform.
That's true. They're getting better.
Earlier this year, it became the 10th largest publicly, which is League of Legends and FIFA Online 3 through that platform.
VentureBeat reported that Tencent designated